Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Hello friends and welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you're back. If you are new, hi, my name is Rabbit and my pronouns are they, them, and either way, thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I'm really freaking excited for today's video because it's the holiday season and normally this time of the year isn't my favorite because it feels like it creeps up and encroaches on my beloved Halloween, but luckily there exist things that have crossovers of Christmas and Halloween, such as The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is what today's video is all about. So if you haven't seen, the title of this video is going to be a lookbook of different outfits inspired by the characters from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I am really excited about them. As usual, since my closet tends to be more in the alternative gothy direction, a lot of it is translated into like kind of a darker, spookier style, and not like exact cosplays, but rather like interpretations of the characters. So if that sounds like fun to you, I hope you really enjoy this video. I made lots of little DIYs for the video, like little felt patches and bow ties and different pieces of jewelry and stuff like that. And if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I love to just tinker around with different crafts and interests and techniques of making things. I find it so satisfying to be able to learn new things, and that is where today's sponsor comes in. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. I'm so excited to be partnering with them today because I've just recently started looking into their platform and there's just been so many things to learn about. Specifically, I have been needing to learn how to use my serger for like a year now, and there's a whole course on that. I also was like pittering around and like seeing what else is available. There's courses on how to make chainmail. There's courses on how to make DIY little clay brooches. There's courses on doll making and puppets and like all this stuff that always felt like very interesting, but perhaps like a little far out of my reach. But now I've been able to learn them and kind of level up so many of my hobbies in a really fun way. Skillshare is the largest online learning communities for creatives like us, from animation, design, freelance, illustration, loads of arts and crafts stuff, if that's like your thing, like it is mine. And they can be a great resource for helping you take your skills or hobbies or career up to the next level. So if that sounds of interest to you, the first 500 people to use the link in my description will be able to get a 1-month free trial. So I hope you dive in and get started today. Thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Without further ado, let's get on to the outfits. Alright, so this is my look for Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King himself. I took some creative liberties for sure. I wanted to go in like a little bit of like a more alternative direction for him, but I had a lot of fun with this look and did even like a little bit of DIY for it. So let me go ahead and walk you through everything. I got my long black wig on because when I think of Jack, I just think of like long and lanky, and the more things that I could add that like would lengthen the silhouette, I figured like wig, necklaces, etc., the better we were off. For eyes, I went with just like really dark round eyes because he has like this super round face, and then some black lipstick, super pale base to be all skeletal and fun. For my jewelry, I have these skeleton hand earrings. I got these at the grocery store around Halloween forever ago. And then I have this choker that I've attached this little kind of Jack's bow tie that I made. It's just like 2 pieces of felt that I glued together, and I put some wire in between it, so it's nice and posable, and it's got like the little bat face in the center. I feel like it's quite cute, and it was like a really simple yet I feel effective DIY. It could also be like a hair bow, or I could attach it to the belt, or you know, possibilities are endless. I also have the aforementioned beaded necklaces, and then these skeleton hand gloves paired with the skeleton kind of underbust corset to bring in all the skeletal vibes. And then this top was a gift from a subscriber. I felt like it was perfect for this outfit, so thank you again to them. And yeah, it's just a black and white pinstriped, and I've layered it with the fishnet top and then this little black tank top underneath. So it's just like black and white striped, skeleton, spooky, we're feeling happy. For bottoms, I've gone with this black denim skirt that's just kind of an everyday skirt for me. I've paired over top of it this one leg garter, which I think is quite fun, and then underneath these black and white leggings. These were a recent thrift store find, but they're quite transparent, like you can kind of see my tattoos through them. So that's why I decided I had to pair the skirt over top of them. And then for footwear, I have these black boots, my everyday demonias, super spiky but comfy, and I like them a lot. So yes, this is my look for Jack Skellington. I feel like it's quite fun. Definitely like more inspired than like a proper exact Jack Skellington cosplay, but that's gonna be the case for a lot of these, is that they're more like kind of ideas of the characters and like Yeah, you get it. You know the drill by now. All right, on to the next look. This is my look for Sally, and I wanted to do kind of like a trad goth Sally. Don't know how well it worked out, but this was kind of the idea for it. So let me go ahead and walk you through the look from head to toe. So got my orange wig on, because she has red hair, and then you know that scene where her leg comes off and like all the leaves come out? Since she's kind of like the scarecrow figure, I decided to add some leaf clips into my hair just to like kind of reference that a little bit. For makeup, I've done a lot of like blues and purples and just kind of tried to like bring in the colors of her dress into the eyes and the lips and everything. She also has like a pretty dark lip, so I went with that. But I also added like stitch details to the eyeliner, stitch details to the lipstick, and also these like under eyelashes to kind of reference like her super intense lashes. For jewelry, I've got this spiky choker, couple of beaded necklaces, some rings on, nothing crazy, pretty fun, but I really like my earrings for this. So I have one that is this big swirl. I found it at the thrift store, but it reminds me very much of like the swirly spiral hill that Jack and Sally stand on. And then in my other ear, I have this one little bobbin that I just whipped up really quick for this video onto a earring hook with some chain. And then this one that is a little pair of scissors. They're made of glass and they're so cool. My mom gave them to me, and I figured for like Sally having all her like kind of sewing scenes and stuff, it would be cool to have like scissors and thread kind of referenced in the jewelry a little bit. So that was my idea there. Then let me show you the outfit itself. So I'm wearing this purple patchwork dress that I got back when I was like maybe 18 or 19. My mom got it for me when we were on this like little road trip, and it's beautiful, has all these wonderful patches, and it feels very much like Sally's patchwork dress, other than the fact this one's sleeveless and has more purple and less like yellows and blues and stuff, but you know, it works. I also put on a little fishnet layered top underneath, and then her character design has like the little scrunchy black and white socks, so I decided to layer these black and white leg warmers over top of my everyday Demonia boots to kind of reference that. So yes, this is my trad goth Sally. I hope it works out. I don't know how much it really looks like her, but I wanted to kind of try to like bring in some of the elements and make it a little more alternative and whatever. So without further ado, on to the next look. So this is my look for Zero. And I know he's like a ghost dog, and I wasn't really sure how to do like the dog element of the outfit, so I mostly went with just like something ghostly with like my little jack-o'-lantern and like my orange nose. But otherwise, let me walk you through the outfit. So I have this light purple wispy wig. Ideally it would be white, but I feel like with how messy and stuff it is, it feels very ghostly compared to a lot of my other wigs, because it's quite old and ratty, so it worked for this outfit. I've done the super pale base with like the dark haunted eyes and a little orange nose for like the whole Rudolph orange nose thing, and then black lipstick. For jewelry, I have this choker that feels the most like a dog collar out of a lot of my chokers because of like the spikes and stuff. And then I have these earrings that are ceramic. I found them at the thrift store, and they're made of little bones. I've pinned this little pumpkin bell onto this DIY cape that I made out of an old lace curtain, because you know how he has this silhouette that's like this little kind of floaty ghost sheet, so this was kind of supposed to imitate that a little bit. And then I'm wearing a long white thrifted dress as my base layer to kind of give that super ghostly haunted look. I've also paired it with these arm warmers that I DIY'd for a moth costume, but they've got like the flowy things that feel quite ghostly. I feel like it's quite undead and quite fun. I've always been a fan of like ghost goth looks, but I've never really done them myself. I don't know if this really qualifies at all, but I do find it a cute look. A little bit clowny, but still quite fun. For boots, I have these like sparkly pink ones because they're pale, but they're also like tall. So I feel like since you can't really see them under the dress, it like feels a little bit like I'm floating when I walk. I don't know. So yes, this is my look inspired by Zero. I enjoy it, and on to the next look. Alright, so Lock, Shock, and Barrel are such an iconic trio. I think they're so freaking cool, and I wanted to do a look for each of them. So this is my look for Lock. I also made a little felt pin for each one, and I tried to incorporate it in a different part of the outfit. So yeah, fun little kind of DIY to go with the outfit. Let me talk you through this from head to toe. I wanted to go a little bit like kind of punk, club wear, some sort of like trad gothy, like a little bit of like cybery aesthetics. I don't know, it's a whole hodgepodge of stuff. For a couple years on Tumblr, I've been following this one artist who has been such an inspiration for this video in general, and just for me in fashion all together, and they do these looks of Boogie's Boys, Lock, Shock, and Barrel, all in their own art style in like different modern outfits, and it's so beautiful. And they lots of times put Lock in a fishnet top, so I definitely wanted to emulate that. I'll link them below, and they also have like their own original character. I want to say her name is Calliope. She's a ghost. She's gorgeous. I love this person's channel and art and everything, so please check them out if you're interested. Okay, head to toe this look. We've got the long black wig on. I was considering doing like my short hair all just wild and curly, but I really need to dye it right now and it's not looking its best, so we just went with the black wig instead. I clipped in these little sparkly devil horns. I think I got these at like Claire's or something a couple of years ago, and then as mentioned, I have like my little felt hair clip pin thing that I DIY'd. For makeup, I wanted to do something that was sort of like Flames reminiscent, so that was the idea there, but I also wanted to do like a little bit of a clown lip, so we get like some of that mischievous vibe in there, and then like the really intense blush to give it like that 80s trad goth thing, so that was the idea. For jewelry, I have these pitchfork earrings that again I think I got at Claire's a couple years ago, and this choker. I'm wearing this DIY'd fishnet top, and this red tank top with Emily the Strangest Cats on it. I stenciled this myself like a year or two ago, and I really like this tank top. It's super comfy, and I felt like a little red top was necessary for the look. Okay, now let me scoot you down. So these are some pants that I DIY'd. Pretty sure I actually have a video about how I made these on my channel, so feel free to check it out if you're interested. But they're just like my version of DIY trip pants. Lots of random thingies hanging off them, but the most relevant is the devil knee patch. This was a mask that belonged to Cage, but it was just like didn't fit him very well, so he gave it to me and I put it on this, so I felt like it was good to incorporate them. And then I'm wearing these boots that I found at the thrift store. They've got the red plaid inlay, so I feel like it works. So yeah, that's my look for Lock. On to Shock and then Barrel. I love these three and I think they're so much fun. So yes, on to the next. So this is my look for Shock, and I wanted to just kind of go for something cute and witchy and sweet with lots of greens and purples. So this is what I ended up going with, and I feel nice in it. So let me go ahead and walk you through the look from head to toe. I have this velvet Spirit Halloween witch hat on. I got it years and years ago, and it's got all this fun lace around it, and I clipped on this little friend to represent the relationship between all like the snakes and spiders and all the creepy crawlies and Boogie's Boys, which I think is super fun. Then for my makeup, I've done green eyeshadow with purple lipstick to get those nice colors in there. And then for earrings, I have these big old pentagrams. Again, I found these at Spirit Halloween. Otherwise for jewelry, I have a couple of bracelets over top of my arm warmers. And then this moon necklace with a gem on it that a friend gave me in high school, as well as this little star necklace and this purple one over here. I also DIY'd a little felt pin of the mask that Shock wears, and I attached it to this little cape that I DIY'd. This cape is really fun. It's got all these witches on it, and it's like translucent, and I also added a bunch of the spiderweb fabric underneath. I'm wearing this purple wispy wig because Shock's hair is very wispy and wiry, and this wig is very old and raggedy, so I feel like it kind of works. Then this dress, it used to be dark green, but I dyed it black. Still has a little bit of its green color that you can see in it, but I wore it because it's got this lovely, super ripped, asymmetrical hem that feels really, really witchy, but I'll show that to you in a minute. For accessories, I have my Book of Spells purse. This I found at Spirit Halloween years ago, and I added a little frog friend just so we have like a little pal. And you know, like witches always have frog friends, so it made sense. This belt I'm wearing I found at the thrift store ages ago, and it's got these little cats in the loops, which I feel like witches and black cats have a big history, so it made sense. For leg wear, I've got these purple and black stripy tights on. I found them at the dollar store, and I feel like the purple and black stripy tight is like a classic witch aesthetic. And then for shoes, I've got these little purple velvet ones that I found at the thrift store. That's my look for Shock. She's such a cutie, wanted to do her justice, so I hope this works out. I feel quite nice in it, and onto Barrel. Alright, so this is the look that I have put together for Barrel, and the inspiration was like a little bit grungy skater. I've stolen one of Cage's hats and pinned this DIY badge that I made on it the other day. Gone with the long green curly wig, and for earrings I have these bones, since I'm pretty sure he's like a skeleton or like a zombie or something along these lines. For makeup, I've done really messy green greeny browny eyes and then like a brown lip. For the outfit itself, I wanted to incorporate some skeleton details, so I have this black and white shirt that has a little bit of like greenish in it, which I feel like works really well with him. Then I have one skeleton handprint glove and then one just little fishnet glove, so we've got like the mismatch going on. I also layered a cardigan over top just to give an extra bit of like slouchy kind of grungy vibes. And I have this one plastic bracelet with all these glow-in-the-dark charms and this one that has all these chains on it. For my bottoms, I've gone with this belt that has all these pouches on it. It's a little bit dark green, so I felt like it worked. And then I'm wearing these green thrifted plaid pants. They're super comfy and I like to wear them tucked into boots because they give a bit of that like kind of, I don't know, like military silhouette, like combat boot style, which I feel like looks quite nice. And yeah, so altogether, that's my look for Beryl. A little bit grungy, quite comfy. I feel like it kind of suits his character vibe. But yeah. On to the next look. This is the look that I've put together for Oogie Boogie. Originally wanted to do something with like a lot of burlap or something, but I don't have that in my wardrobe, so I settled for this old poncho that used to belong to my mom, and I feel it works out okay. So let me walk you through the look. For hair, I've got this brown wig on, and then I've put the hood up on this poncho because this hood is incredible. You know how Oogie Boogie has kind of like a pointed situation going on? I felt like this kind of mimicked that a little bit while still having that texture that was like a little bit spooky bugs and stuff. For makeup, I've gone with like brown and green in the eyes and then a brown lipstick, and I DIY'd these little dice earrings for this look just to have something extra Oogie Boogie for it. I'm wearing this choker that I DIY'd. It glows in the dark, which just reminds me of that scene where like everything changes to like the black light and whatever, and it's very cool. And then I also have this one that's made out of a choker. It's got a little spider in it and it also glows in the dark because I wanted to reference, you know, the end scene where he like collapses and turns into all the bugs and stuff. So then I also DIY'd this necklace, which I just stuck all these like spider and bee and spider web and bug charms on. I'll probably just take it apart once I'm done with this look, but I wanted to put it together just to have like some extra bug accessories and make it nice and fun. I've got loads of rings on and then these mismatched arm warmers that have like these interesting textures, which I feel like help add to just that kind of like underground, kind of swampy situation. As mentioned, this is a poncho that belonged to my mom. It used to be a lighter color and then I tried to dye it black and it kind of turned out a little splotchy, but it works on out. And then I've paired it with this skirt that I've tied up in the center so it kind of looks like pants. When I think of Oogie Boogie, I really think of that silhouette that's very like pear-shaped, so I wanted to like accentuate that in like the pant area and just have everything like baggy and loose and flowy and bulky to kind of emulate it. So this is how the skirt pants are looking. I've also paired them with some fishnets and these old docks that I just rolled down. They feel kind of piratey and fun, so it works on out. So yeah, that's my Oogie Boogie look. Don't know if it's super given Boogeyman, but I definitely feel fun in it and like a little weird forest creature, so yeah, on to the next. Alright, so this is my look for one of the elves or citizens of Christmastown, and I feel very cute. This is very much not my normal kind of look, but it's working. So to walk you through it, I've got this mint green wig on. Feels very snow, very Christmas, very pastel, so I figured it worked. And I've added my little elf ears to just add in that extra little bit of Christmassy magic. For makeup, I've done green eyeshadow with red lipstick and lots of blush on the nose, because when you look at all the cute little elves, they have like so much like rosy cheeks and little blushy noses, and it's just really, really cute. I also have these earrings that are these like striped candy hearts. They feel a little bit more Halloweentown than Christmastown maybe, but the stripies still work, and I figured like there's a lot of candy in both Christmas and Halloween, so it worked. Then I'm wearing this scarf that does have a skull on it, but again, it kind of like mixes a tiny bit of Halloweentown into it. It's red and black striped, and I feel like it just adds into that like wintry, cozy vibe. I've also layered on this detachable collar that I DIY'd, and this is a Christmas sweater that I've had since I was 16. I pretty much only wear it during December, and I always consider getting rid of it, but then I'm always like, oh, but what will I wear during Christmas Day? Because yes, it's been a tradition that I always wear this during the holiday, so I figured it would be good to include in this kind of lookbook. And then I'm also wearing a little kind of pinafore corduroy dress over top the buttons up in the front. My idea was to kind of go for like a toy maker vibe, and I was thinking like kind of aprony shapes, so that was my idea with that. For leg and footwear, I'm wearing these red socks that are kind of like knitted. They're very fun, they feel pretty festive. And then I've also got on these little black creepers. They feel like not too intense of shoes compared to some of the other ones that I have, so I figured we'd go with something a little more like tame. That's my look for a Christmas elf, quite happy. And yeah, on to the next. Alright, so this is my look inspired by Dr. Finklestein, and I know it might look a little bit odd or like might not really make sense, but let me walk you through it. My basic idea was that I wanted like a mad scientist kind of look that was very like vintage, because at the end of the movie you see him with like his new wife that he created, and they have this very like kind of 1950s thing going on, so I wanted to incorporate a little bit of that, but also just like his ideas are really old-fashioned, so I wanted to go a little bit like vintage with the silhouette. I don't know. Let's go ahead and talk through it. So for the hair, I have this super messy black wig that I had originally done for a Lydia Dietz cosplay. I've paired it with this little spiderweb veiled hat that feels very vintage and kind of classy, and I actually made it for a vintage Halloween lookbook that's going to come out next year during the fall, so very exciting, but very far in the future. For makeup, I've done a very pale base with like subtle dark eyeshadow in the creases and like a pretty clean eyeliner with red lipstick. I have these earrings that are these little toxic poison bottles. Feel like they work with the fact that he's always getting poisoned by Sally, and also like the mad scientist thing in general. This is just a piece of fleece that I sewed 2 buttons onto because I wanted my collar to go higher to give more of that like mad scientist lab coat sort of situation. And then I've paired this white ruffled shirt over this long white dress, and then over that this black corset, just to give a little bit more shape and interest to the outfit. I have some black gloves on, and I feel like it'd be great if I had like big long black leather gloves, but those just aren't in my wardrobe, so we're gonna settle for the little black mesh ones. The dress I'm wearing goes down to the floor, which I feel like works very good for the sort of lab coat silhouette, and I decided to pair it with these black boots that have the really intense buckles. This outfit feels a bit like a mishmash of like Bride of Frankenstein and Mad Scientist and like just like a vintage thing all like mixed and melded together, but I feel like it's a lot of fun, very haunted. Hopefully it's translating for the doctor. And yeah, without further ado, on to the next look. So this is my look for the mayor of Halloweentown. I hope it's translating. I DIY'd a couple of pieces for this and I wasn't sure how to like translate it, so I did try to do like his eyes from like his one face look, but like the lips from the other. I don't know if it really worked, but we tried our best. So I have this little felt top hat that I DIY'd just really quick and like added some little hair clips to so I could have like a really tall, weird little top hat. I also got my black wig on, and since he has like the big spider brooch, which I tried to DIY, but some of the legs snapped off, but it's fine. I decided to accessorize with also some spiderweb earrings, just so it kind of goes together. I also made the little mayor pin out of some paper and some ribbon just to add that extra little bit of proper mayoral authenticity. For the makeup, I've done one eye black with like a little bit of rings around it and some purple in there, and the other one bright yellow with the big swirl. For my lipstick, I've tried to do like a black to green ombre. Now this suit jacket belongs to Cage, and since the mayor is very bell-shaped, I wanted to go with something baggy, so this was extra helpful for that. And I've layered underneath of it this black and white pinstripe top or dress. I usually wear it as a dress. This was a gift from a subscriber. It's so great, and I felt like the black and white stripes were very Halloweentown, so that's why I decided to pair them together. Plus it gave me the little collar sticking out, which I felt was an important part of the character. For leg and footwear, I've just gone with some black stockings and some big black stompy boots. I really like the silhouette of like a big suit jacket with just some stockings underneath and some big boots, so I wanted to go for that. That's my look for the mayor of Halloweentown. It definitely feels more like a costume than something that I would be able to wear out in my day-to-day life, but I still have so much fun getting to dress up and play around with these kind of looks. So without further ado, on to the next. Okay, so I took quite a bit of creative liberty with this outfit. but my idea was like a crossover of Christmastown and Halloweentown, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about like a Christmas fairy or like a Christmas angel, but like with a little bit of spookiness. So let me go ahead and walk you through it. I feel like it just kind of looks super, super Christmassy. I don't know if it gives like that much Halloweentown, but regardless, let's talk about it. For my headwear, I have paired these foam antlers that I got at a costume store forever and ever ago because I was thinking kind of like reindeer situation, along with this sort of wreath thing that I DIY'd out of a dollar store candle wreath. I just kind of cut it open and added a bunch of extra stuff, like little acorns and berries and extra little sprigs of mistletoe and stuff, so I feel like it looks quite nice. I also used some of the extra greenery to make this little thing to pin to my top to just bring in a little bit of extra green into the outfit. For makeup, I've done green eyes that are like quite soft and feminine with like dark red lips, and I've done a lot of sparkles on my cheeks. I don't know if you can actually see them, but I promise you it's really glittery. And then I'm wearing this one earring that I DIY'd out of a Christmas ornament for an Abby Bonnibel look, I think, actually, but I figured it came in handy for this as well. Otherwise, for jewelry, I have a couple of bracelets on, but I wanted to keep my neck bare and just have this kind of like more elegant look. I'm also wearing these little thrifted wings that are just cardboard with white feathers glued onto them, but I think they're lovely and they make me feel a little bit like a Christmas angel, so I feel like it works. And I also have my little fake elf ears and my long brown wig on. Then this dress I found at the thrift store that I used to volunteer at. Is this gorgeous dance costume that has this red velvet bodice and then this tulle underlayer. I always feel so beautiful when I wear it, and I love to wear it off the shoulder. I've paired it with an underbust corset to kind of hide the seam of where the layered skirt goes on over top of it, so let me give you a closer look at the bottom half. I've layered this mesh skirt that I DIY'd out of a Halloween tablecloth over top of the dance costume, and I put a big circular petticoat underneath to give it lots of nice volume and flounciness. I feel like the black layered over the red helps give it a little bit of a more gothy edge, and I figured like having the velvet and the leather and like a little bit of the sparkly jewelry kind of gave it something, but I don't know. If it just feels like Christmas time, I get that too. Then for legwear, I've gone with one stripy stocking and one spiderweb stocking, and I have my super sparkly pink boots on because they feel like they've been covered with pink snow. So yes, that is my look for like a Christmas fairy, a Halloweentown, Christmastown crossover, perhaps more in the Christmastown direction, but regardless, I feel like a fun and festive creature and just really excited about this look. So yes, on to the next. So this is my look for one of the vampires that lives in Halloweentown, and I love vampire looks. In fact, I did like a whole lookbook that was just vampire looks for October this year, and it was so much fun. So I wanted to mix it up a little bit for this, but I have my long black wig on to just, you know, give that classic dark vampire hair. For makeup, I've gone with like very dark undead blackish red around the eyes, and then like a little bit of an ombre black to red on the lips with a super, super pale foundation. I'm wearing this jabot that I DIY'd and these two necklaces that I also DIY'd. These arm warmers also I made from some velvet scraps and some lace and some old ribbons and grommets and stuff. And then all of the vampires have like kind of big black capes with a little bit of red detailing that you can see like in the lining and stuff, so I decided to go with this red top. It's actually a dress that I thrifted and customized a little bit. I've tucked it into this black skirt that I had made for a gory cosplay, and it's got this awesome vampire kind of silhouette with like the bat wing kind of shape. And I also put on this black creepsville belt, which has the little bat on it, which I felt was very, very appropriate for a vampire look. To have even more bits of red poking through, I went with these red fishnets that I got at the dollar store around Halloween, and these black thrifted boots that have the red inlays. They're demonias and they're super cool, and I figured I just wanted to include more like red and black where I could. So yes, that's my look for one of the vampire characters that live in Halloweentown. I didn't have a ton to go off because I just kind of wear big black bell-shaped capes, but I quite enjoy this look and it feels like lots of fun. So yes, on to the next. So this is my look for the sort of Wolfman from The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I wanted to go sort of like grungy a little bit. There's not too much to it, like when you look at his costume, it's just like the shirt. So I went with the plaid shirt, but otherwise I got like some leather pants on, did like some interesting jewelry. Let me walk you through the look. So got my brown wig on. I figured since it's like curly and has volume, it kind of gives that like wild, like more creature sort of hairstyle as opposed to some of my other ones. For makeup, I've gone with orange eyeshadow and brown lipstick. And for earrings, I have these that I DIY'd out of those like glow-in-the-dark plastic vampire fangs. Now they're technically vampire fangs, but like giant mouths, still kind of like dog-like, I figured, so you know, it works. Otherwise, I have this big spiked collar, and then this necklace that is a possum, but it kind of looks like a weird wolf, so let's just pretend it's a wolf. And then this one that's a moon, because, you know, werewolves, full moon, wanted to do something there. This shirt I had shredded, so it feels like a little bit grungy, but also kind of feels like, you know, a werewolf attack, you know, like a lot of times werewolf clothes are like ripped and stuff, so I figured I wanted to include some of that. And then I stole Cage's button-down shirt because it seems like similar colors to his. Got a couple of bangles on just for some extra visual interest, and then let me scoot you down. I wanted to incorporate leather slash fur elements, but I don't really have that many fur elements, so leather it is. Going with the shiny faux leather pants and this pouch that's also made of faux leather. It's got all the interesting pockets and stuff which feel a little bit scavenger or werewolfy, and I attached these extra leg garters just for some more texture and interest. I also have this spiky knee garter, which is really fun, and then just my everyday demonias as the footwear. So yeah, nothing crazy special for the Wolfman character, but it works. All right, on to the next. Okay, this is my look for the clown with the tearaway face. I don't know how accurately it's coming across, but I'll never pass up the opportunity to do a clown look. So here I am. Basically, when I was looking at the character design, the thing that really stuck out to me was like a lot of polka dots, some stripes, blues, and then the very iconic belt with all the different like rubber chicken and horn thing and the paddle and like whatever else is on it. So super, super fun. Let me walk you through the look. I've got this little hat on that I DIY'd for a clown core lookbook forever ago. I know he has a propeller hat, but I figured whatever, a clown hat is a clown hat. I put on my mint green wig to kind of bring in a little more of the blue colors that he has because it's mostly like blues and yellows and reds and stuff, so we went there. To bring in more of the colors, I also did my makeup in mostly blue tones, so I did like round blue eyes, red nose, and then the big smile. For jewelry, I've got this one knife earring and this one bone earring. I wanted to keep it a little bit spooky. And then a nice big choker with some chains, just to help it bring together the look some more. I have a harlequin glove and a skeleton glove because I feel like circus looks are all about like the mismatched patterns and textures and everything, so that was super fun. And then I have one sparkly star bracelet and then this glow-in-the-dark bracelet with all the Halloween characters on it. I also stole Cage's little clown pin and stuck it onto my shirt to have a little extra clown element in here. And the clown has like a polka dot onesie with striped sleeves, but I have kind of the reverse where the sleeves are polka dot and then the top is striped. This is just a tank top that I found at the thrift store forever ago, and this is just a black polka dot mesh top that I found at the thrift store also. For my bottoms, I'm wearing this polka dot skirt. I found this at the thrift store that I used to volunteer at, and I layered it with a petticoat to give it lots of extra bounce and volume and interesting, you know, flowiness because the clown is very like round shaped. And then to kind of emulate the belt, I've just attached a bunch of different toys and things to this belt. So I have this bunny that's like a purse charm that Cage gave me, this clown troll that I just tied to the belt. This that a subscriber made me. It's this wonderful little Barbie head necklace. This I just stuck a little spooky rubber duck through some thread in his head to make it into a clippy thing. And then this I found at the thrift store. It's like a little mini Furby. So lots of fun there. And then for leg wear, I have a striped stocking, and then this one is like part striped, part diamond. Just wanted to play with all the fun patterns and circusy things that we could. And I'm wearing these black boots. They have kind of like a round clown toe, so I like to incorporate them in my clown looks. So yeah, that's my look for the clown with the tearaway face. Mostly just wanted an excuse to do a spooky circusy clown, so yes. So that is all I have for you today. Thanks again so much for watching. It really means the world to me, especially watching till the end. Thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring. Feel free to check out that link below if it is of interest to you, and I hope to catch you in the next one. All right, bye for now.
It's a